this tomorrow. So there you have it. We got some pancetta rendering down here, and we're gonna take that out of the pan, but we're gonna use the fat. Actually, it's a little too hot. I'm gonna move it over a little bit. We're gonna use the fat to cook down our shallots, our onion, and our garlic, right? You can see in the pan next to it, we got our spicy Italian sausage cooking. We'll start chopping that up. We got the pancetta fat there. You can see it's nice and hot. I just took the pancetta out of the pan, and now we're gonna add our onions. And we're gonna cook that till it's translucent. So, and then the onions are rendered down and nice and translucent, starting to get a little color. We're gonna add the shallot now. Got the sausage next to it. It's all chopped up. It's probably about where I want to have it cooked to. It's not completely, but we're gonna actually add it to this stuff because this is the filling for the stuffed peppers anyway. And the pancetta, I meant to mention, the pancetta is dual purpose. I'm gonna add it to this, but it's also for snacking while I'm cooking. So it's delicious. It's on a rolling boil, so we're gonna go ahead and add our orzo. So all right, we're gonna add the garlic now with the shallots and shallots and onions are cooked down, and then we're going to add some crushed red pepper, a little more spice. I know it's spicy sausage, but you know, can't hurt, right? All right, so now we're going to add a little salt and pepper to this, and we're going to add this pancetta back in, but I'm going to save that much so I can snack on it still while I'm going. Cooking. And a little pepper, and you know, got some browning happening. So now we're gonna go ahead, turn the heat up again, and we're gonna deglaze this pan with a tiny bit of white wine. Make sure it's really important that you scrape the bottom, get all that fond off the bottom. That's where all your flavor is, you know. And I'll tell you guys who watch this kind of content, I'm sure you're tired of hearing that line. Because there is not a chef on here that knows anything about cooking that doesn't say that probably a dozen times a year. So, sorry. All right, now that we got that all going, we're gonna go ahead and add the sausage to the onions and the pancetta. I really should deglaze that pan because there's some goddamn flavor in that with the sausage. But, whatever. We're gonna let this go for a minute. I mean, this is why I'm fat, honestly, too. Because this is enough for me. I don't even need to do any more. I don't even need pasta. I can just add cheese to this, a little bit of sauce, and eat this, a bowl of this by itself, you know? Whatever. Alright, so yeah, I'm cheating, alright? This is, I mean, it's a good quality. We'll save a little bit of it. You'll see why later, but Moody brand, it's imported. So, and this is that basil and garlic sauce. We're putting that in there. Go ahead and mix with the sausage and the onions, and then we're going to add a little bit of pasta water from the orzo, and we're going to add the orzo to this. And this is what we're going to stuff the peppers with. So, a little purchase I made, a serving spoon, made by Meissen or Meissen, whatever this brand is, but it's a good tasting spoon. It's a beautiful spoon for ice cream, though. I'll tell you that. All right, we're going to go ahead. Get a little bit of our pasta water and add that to that so this doesn't get too thick while it's cooking. All right, so the orzo is done, and I'm gonna. It's just maybe starting to be out there. It's still a touch hard. It's got a bite to it. All right. I want that because it's gonna cook for like an hour in the oven inside the pepper and the moisture from the sausage and whatnot. So it's kind of important that we, you know, that it's not cooked all the way because I don't want the orzo to be mushy. If you're not familiar with what the orzo is, it's basically just pasta, but in the shape of rice. It's delicious. It's from my days back at Macaroni Grill. But so, all right, hold on a second. Let's get this going. So now we're going to go ahead and add our orzo to it. Probably that's enough. I don't really need all of it. And just a touch more of that pasta water that we retained. And we're going to get this mixed up and into our peppers. I mentioned this in some other videos a while back, but I'll tell you, this brand is that Made in Cookware, and this is their 5-quart saucier. And I'll tell you, man, this is one of the best pans I've ever had in my life. So, you know, Made in, if you're out there listening, come on, holler at your boy. All right, so we got that kind of mixed up, getting hot. We're gonna put in the peppers in a minute. And the last thing I'm gonna add to this is I've got some really sharp Belgioso provolone that I cubed up, and we're gonna go ahead and add this in here and stir this through. It'll add a nice pungent, you know, that pungent flavor of that really sharp provolone in there. So we'll let that go for a few minutes, and then we're gonna start stuffing the peppers. All right, so you can see here, I got 2 red and a green pepper, and I didn't cut them like a traditional stuffed pepper. I mean, this one I did. I cored the top, it's beautiful. But these red ones were kind of oblong and weird shaped. So I just kind of cut like a third out of the top of them, and I'm gonna fill them this way. So here we go. We'll try to get as much in here too as I can. I made a lot of filling, probably more than I need. But I'll just eat a bowl of this as well, I guess. So there's one. Here's the second one. I don't know if you guys watch my content or not. This is like the first long form video I've done in a while, so I hope you guys enjoy it, you know. But so yeah, so I'm gonna get a little bit of a mound here. You know, that the starch in the pasta will kind of help it bind and get together and stay together. This one here, I'm gonna kind of push down, get another scoop on top of that as well. Then we're gonna cover these in a pan with foil, and we're gonna let them go for about 45 minutes. And then when they come out, I'm gonna hit them with the rest of that sauce that I see. And I got some fresh mozzarella that I'm gonna, some fresh mozzarella that we're gonna cut and put on top. So this is kind of like a sausage and orzo stuffed pepper parmesan. Say that 3 times. All right, so there we have it. I'm gonna put them in the pan now. I'm sure this is gonna have a touch of cooking liquid in it. I'm not sure, but I'm gonna add just a little bit of white wine so it kind of steams a little bit too. I don't want them to drying out, you know. And then we're gonna go ahead here and wrap this container. And we're gonna get this in the oven, so I'll see you back in 45 minutes. I'm going to buy a beer. Pretty good. Feeling them. The skin's nice and tender. I think we're going to go ahead and sauce the top of these and put some fresh mozzarella and get these back in the oven for maybe another 20 minutes or so. Yeah, I know. I cheated. Here's that sauce that I bought. It's pretty good stuff though, I'll tell you. I tasted it, so. All right, so we're gonna add the sauce to the top. And you know, like most Italian foods too, don't think I'm gonna end with this fresh mozzarella. I'm sure when it comes out of the oven, I'm gonna hit it with some of the, I mean, I got all kinds of Parmesans in there. Either the Grana Padano, which I like a lot, or the Reggiano Parmesan. But anyway, here goes this is the fresh mozzarella. Nice big slabs to get on there. And you know, small one here. And don't worry, if you guys are getting worried that I'm making a long form video and you're like, where's the crunch wrap? You see that green pepper? That'll be crunch wrap when by the time I'm done. So look at these things in all their glory. Giant red bell peppers stuffed with sausage, orzo, garlic, shallots, and onions and tomato sauce. That's fresh mozzarella on top. 2 big red ones we're gonna eat as like kind of, you know, entrees. The green one I'm about to make into a crunch wrap, so you'll see that. Then you see in the back, actually my block of Reggiano Parmesan was open, so that's what we're gonna go with the top of this. But, and you know, just to forewarn you, well, it'll be too late if you make it this far. Fucking God bless you, because I shot this vertical and not horizontal as a long form, so I'm sure it's gonna suck. Night goes on, it gets louder and louder in my house, so I recorded so far this long, so you're just gonna have to deal with the noise now. So here we go. On this one, we're gonna do the Reggiano Parmesan on top. And this one is my actual dinner. The crunch wrap I'm about to make, I'm gonna give to one of my employees tomorrow, so. And there you have it. Look at that glorious ass red bell pepper.